Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. If you want to go follow my Twitter, it's at JarJarYT. And if you can and you want to, you can follow my Instagram at JarJar801. But anyways, this is a video for why I like Cold War Zombies. This is honestly a really nice breath of fresh air. I love this game so much. I think it's really cool and a great experience when you play it with many people. Anyways, let's just jump into the video. So this video will basically just be talking about my favorite parts of this game. I think it's important to understand that I in no way think that Zombies this year is perfect, and I'll tell you all my dislikes in a later video. But for now, I want to talk about the best parts of this game. From the guns, to the upgrade system, to the Dark Aether, and the perks. Here are my favorite parts of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. I think the guns are balanced quite well, and I think the way they did attachments out of the box and the rarity system that they implemented is quite potentially my favorite thing they added so far into Zombies. I love the addition of the way that you can spin two of the same guns from the mystery box, and they do different damage. It adds a greater benefit to the mystery box in the later rounds. I've also noticed that guns seem to do better damage later on in the rounds. For example, it feels like headshots do more damage in this new game compared to previous ones. I feel like when I shoot a zombie in the head that it does the damage it should be doing compared to something like from the older games, where a headshot compared to a body shot does nothing different. It actually does, but in my opinion it feels like it doesn't. For example, a headshot on Der Machine, which I'm going to pronounce it completely wrong, feels underpowered compared to Mob of the Dead or Origins, where headshots definitely do something, but when you actually play the game, it doesn't feel like it does too much different than a body shot would do in their corresponding maps. I also like the way the guns seem to all be incredibly balanced, and there isn't one gun in specific that seems to be incredibly overpowered over the rest that shouldn't be overpowered. The ray gun, even though that got nerfed in the lottery patch, and the wonder weapon in the map, the die. I'm just gonna lump in the pack-a-punching system here because I don't really have anywhere else to put them, and I personally think that the pack-a-punch system is probably the best thing they really could have added into Black Ops Cold War. They took a lot of our ideas for what we wanted for the pack-a-punch and successfully created the best version of all of our collective ideas. I think the way you can triple pack-a-punch, which strictly increases the damage, is probably the best thing and something I personally have been waiting for a long time. So just in case you didn't know, basically you build the pack-a-punch by going into the Dark Aether. Yeah, that Dark Aether. I don't know how this is connected, or if it's literally not. I honestly don't understand how the Dark Aether from the Ender tag is connected to the Dark Aether from this game, but I don't know. I guess it is somehow. I really don't know. I do hope eventually I figure it out how they're connected, but I don't know if I ever will. But anyways, so you built the pack-a-punch and are teleported to, I'm just going to call it the regular Aether, but I'm not sure what it's called in the actual game. Then you can pack-a-punch. The first pack-a-punch is obviously 5,000 points and is actually quite useful for rounds like 13 through 20. The second pack-a-punch is 15,000. It does a lot more damage and is definitely very useful for when you want to be mowing down zombies. The next pack-a-punch is double the second, coming in at a whopping 30,000 points. Yeah, that seems crazy at first, but a triple pack-a-punch gun in Zombies is actually really good. It does a lot of damage and is all you really need. Another way to upgrade your gun is by collecting the salvage you get from the zombies when you kill them. Two types, uncommon and rare. And when you collect them, you can upgrade the rarity of your gun, which increases damage. Another amazing addition to this game is the fact that not only can you triple upgrade your weapons, but you can also, if you remember, the double pack-a-punching from Black Ops 3, but if you do, well, you'll remember the upgrade where zombies got turned and would start killing other zombies, or the one where it basically acted like the Wonder Waff. While in Cold War, you can actually choose the upgrade you want, which in my opinion is an amazing addition to the game. Because unlike games like Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 3 where the upgrade you get is random, in Cold War, Black Ops 5 as sometimes I will call it, I don't understand, I just will slip into it, it's just, you know. You get to actually select the upgrade you want, which is really cool. I'm going to talk about the gunsmith just a tiny bit here, but there isn't too much to talk about. Basically, you can add any attachments from multiplayer into your guns, and the game works where you can level up your guns for multiplayer and zombies cross. So basically cross progression if you know what that term means. So you can upgrade your gun in zombies and then use the attachment you unlocked in multiplayer, which in my opinion is one of the better features of the game, because I feel like I can play zombies and get rewarded for spending 10 hours in just that one game mode, and not feel like I'm behind in multiplayer. Well, that's all I really had to say about the guns. Let's move on to what I like about the perks in the Cold War and specifically Der Machine. The perks have many interesting and creative additions to them that make it very unique to this game specifically. So the perks that are in Zombies on launch are Juggernaut, Quick Revive Speakles, Stamina, Deadshot Daiquiri, and a new perk called Elemental Pop. I'll discuss all the new additions to the perks and what they do. So before we get there, I have to tell you that you can upgrade your perks by 3 tiers. So I'll be talking about first what it does to you at its base, and then what the tier upgrades do for you. So I guess without further ado, I'll jump into all the perks. First off, I have Juggernaut, which brings you up to 200 health. You start at 150. The tier 1 upgrade reduced status effect durations by around 50%. Basically, when bad things are happening to you, it reduces how long they affect you. The zombies' dogs sometimes leave gas, and these will reduce those effects. The second tier is where sometimes zombies drop armor plates, and with this upgrade, armor plates replenish 25% more armor than they did otherwise, which helps way more when you actually think it does. Especially for things like the boss fight or something like that, where there are a lot of zombies attacking you and you're trying to get out of it because you know that armor always helps in that situation. Tier 3 is a really great upgrade because it increases your max health from 200 to 250 health points. When I saw this, I knew that this upgrade was going to be so much for me when I realized how much damage zombies really do to the player in this game. It's a lot higher than feels like it was in other games. Alright, so let's move on to the next perk in the list of perks, Quick Revive. So Quick Revive at its base lets you heal players fast, but also lets you regenerate health faster. At Quick Revive's tier 1 upgrade, you can crawl 100% faster than you would if you didn't have the perk. This is by far one of the better perk upgrades you can buy, strictly talking about if you're playing with more than one player. For example, you can basically crawl closer to the people who are trying to revive you, which may ultimately lead you to getting revived. The second tier upgrade for Quick Revive reduces the amount of time it takes for you to start regenerating health by 50%. This upgrade when I play helps a lot in high rounds because, for example, if you're using a stim shot and you grab this, you can always count on getting your health back compared to otherwise. Like, trying to play with that Quick Revive is incredibly hard when you're really used to it because the difference in how fast you heal up versus when you don't have Quick Revive is much different. So if you're trying to clutch and think you're going to heal up quicker than you do, you'll fail because you think you have Quick Revive. The third tier upgrade for Quick Revive is that reviving a down player will heal you to 100% of your health. This is a perfect upgrade for those times when you have to quickly try to revive your teammate, but you're getting swarmed. With this, you might get out alive. Now it's Stamina Up's turn. So Stamina Up, without any upgrades, makes you run faster. The first tier upgrade increases how fast you can walk backwards, which I find useful for when you need to shoot at oncoming zombies and need to get away from them at the same time. The second tier upgrades to where you can't take any fall damage when you have Stamina Up. There are certain places in this first map where there's actually really helpful. For example, the airplane near Jug where you jump. For example, the airplane near the Jug where you can climb on top of the wing. Jumping off that when you're hurt is a risk. Sometimes you can potentially die by doing that. The third tier, you can walk faster when you are aiming down the sights. I don't really have to explain that one to you, you know how that can be useful. So now we'll move on to Deadshot Daggery. The basis is that you can snap to zombies' heads and that it removes the sway of the gun. Next is that if a zombie is at full health, your shots will do 100% more critical damage. This is the most useful I think during the higher rounds when it's just starting so you can kill them faster without getting a huge horde directly on top of you so fast. Secondly, we have that with Deadshot you can do 25% more armor damage against the certain zombies that end up spawning in the later rounds. I've played a little bit of the later rounds and noticed that the armor zombies are the number one thing that ends up getting me down. They suck, and having this upgrade is definitely one of the better upgrades for this perk. Thirdly, you can upgrade it so that your gun doesn't do as much spray when you shoot at the hip, but rather shoots more directly at what you're aiming at. Elemental Pop is slightly different because of the way the perk is and what it does, but still, nonetheless, they make the perk better. At its base, it adds one of the Pack-a-Punch modifiers like Brain Rot randomly to your gun. At its first tier upgrade, it adds this to equipment too, so things like Grenade do it as well. The next tier reduces the cooldowns of it activating when you shoot by about 50%. This makes it so your gun has a better chance of activating the Pack-a-Punch mod, if you will. The next tier is the best for this because it uses the damage rate out of whatever you upgraded that specific mod to. That is a really nice addition because it makes you upgrading the mods make so much more sense. Okay guys, well that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Before I end the video, I'd like you to all know that I am now sponsored by Rogue Energy. By using the link in the description, you can help support me, and if you use code JarJar, you'll get 10% off your purchase. I actually really like Rogue Energy, like literally not because they sponsor me, but because I actually really love their stuff. My favorite is the watermelon. They also have a specific kind of drink that's just for hydration, which is really nice, because sometimes you don't really want the caffeine of, what a regular energy drink is, but you like a taste, and they do have hydration flavors. Well, yeah, if you are interested in helping support me and the channel, check out the link in the description, and use code JarJar for an extra 10% off your purchase. Just a little bit more self-promoting before I end the video. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's @JarJarYT, and Instagram, that's JarJar801. I also have a horror movie channel if you'd like to check that out. /it on YouTube and @/YT on Twitter. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you all later. Peace.
Stay woke, bitches.